Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, and in today's video we'll discuss some of the disadvantages of GST. The first major disadvantage of GST is the change itself. Especially for SMEs, it is really hard to adapt to the new changes in the taxation system. Businesses that have been practicing the traditional taxation policy for decades find it really hard to cope up with the change and adapt to the GST regime. With that being said, some of the disadvantages that follow the change are higher taxes for SMEs. This is again a broad subject. Let me break it down. Before the GST regime, businesses had to pay excise tax only when their turnover was more than 1.5 crores. But in the GST regime, irrespective of the taxes, since we have only one common tax, any business that makes a turnover of 20 lakhs is liable to pay a GST. However, businesses that make a turnover of up to 75 lakhs can make use of the composite scheme, by which I mean that they can just pay 1% of tax instead of GST. However, businesses that opt for the composite scheme cannot claim ITC, which is input tax credit. Another disadvantage of the GST regime is adoption to the complete online transaction. As I mentioned earlier, businesses that have been afloat for almost 30 years or 50 years or decades after decades, they've been very accustomed to pen and paper. And going online overnight is something very difficult for them. Fortunately for us, these days we have plenty of service providers who help us ease this job. But still, there are businesses that do not know that such service providers exist. And once you know their existence, it becomes pretty simple. You just reach out to them, provide them with the basic details, and they do the job for you. And one more disadvantage is increase in operational costs. And however, this is not for large enterprises. This is majorly for SMEs, because most of the SMEs are either family-run business or they have employees as old as the business itself. And for such SMEs, they'll have to bring in new resources who have knowledge of GST compliance system, or they'll have to start training their existing employees on the importance of GST compliance. Either way, training existing employees or bringing in new employees is definitely going to increase the operational costs. In line to that, GST attracts penalties for non-compliance. Age-old businesses have to comply to GST. However, GST is a tricky change, meaning your invoices have to be GST compliant. A business will need a GST number, a HSN code, and other information in order to be a GST compliant business. And for businesses that find it hard to adapt, and the businesses that fail to file their returns in a timely manner, they start to attract penalties under the new GST regime. Well, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching this video. We'll meet again in another video.